Shall we carry
Hello,
on?
good evening. Welcome to another episode of Guns and Yellow Ribbons. My name is Fergus. I'm your host. A little bit hoarse from yesterday at Wembley. We're going to unpack the Man City game. We're also going to look back at a really positive result against Bayern Munich, progressing us into the the quarterfinals of the Champions League tournament. Enjoy the show.
Welcome to another podcast by Guns and Yellow Ribbons. This is your Arsenal podcast by Arsenal fans for Arsenal fans. Enjoy the show.
Good evening, lads. It's a little bit flat today. I'm knackered from all the walking and everything else. But we'll talk about that. Listen, I suppose we'll have to talk about last week and last week's podcast. Trevor, you were able to jump on for 10 or 15 minutes. Quit smiling. Christ, that's bright. If anybody hears any whistling or interference, it's not your phones, it's not your earphones, it's Trevor's teeth. Trevor, we had Ian and Lee Allenson on last week. It was a really good show. You were on for a little bit, but you had a tiny room, so you had to depart. But really good show. And then you went off to Turkey. How was your trip to Turkey?
I had a message from Lee and Ian.
What's that, a message?
Yeah, and they said, what are you doing leaving us with him? For Jesus Christ's sake, man. Anyway, yeah, I went to Turkey on Monday this week. Tuesday, I've had all my teeth pulled, load of teeth pulled out that were rotten, load of implants put in. I've got temporary dentures for 4 months till I go back and get me. I'm going to carry sunglasses in my pocket, right? Because when I get me with the ones fitted, the final ones are going to be that white, that bright. I'm going to put out some sunglasses and give you a warning. I'm going to smile. So yeah, at the moment I'm struggling with these plates. I'm whistling like bloody hell. Everyone's taking the pee out of me, including these two idiots either side of me. But never mind, it'll be worth it in the long run. Nobody has got on social media today and said, look at them look at them teeth, you know what I mean? So I'm on a winner already.
Sure, we're not taking the piss out of you.
I nearly spat my top plate out then doing that.
Don't do that. Honestly, that happened to me years and years ago when I first moved to London. I was in the bar trade, and my parents had some friends come over from another pub, and the guy ordered a round of drinks. And as he ordered a round of drinks, his plates just flew out across the bar. He's trying to catch him. He went in. That would have been hilarious.
Yeah, really funny.
Yeah.
Heath, I haven't moved yet, mate. I'm packing up to go. It's going to be a little while yet, but yeah, thank you for the good sentiments anyway, Heath. Much appreciated, mate.
Andrew, we were together for quite a few hours yesterday at Wembley. A great day, really good day with some good mates. You know, this is us in Wembley. The crowd of us.
Gutted I'm not in that picture. I don't know where I was, but God knows where. That's a great picture, that is.
It's a stunning picture. There was a couple of other ones. You're in this one here down the front. There you are with your bucket.
Oh my God, when did that get taken?
Yeah, I took it.
Oh my God. No, mate, honestly. Do you know what? Yesterday was just epic. I mean, I think everything we had, you know, when we were in the Globe, we went to the Torch, we got on the concourse. Oh, I mean, we just had we just had one of those days where it's just like, you're not going to forget what happened before it. But we had just had a laugh. I mean, from the minute we got into London, it was just sort of like we were straight on it, and it was just sort of just really good to meet up with everybody and have a really, really, really good day. Yeah, definitely one of those ones that we'll remember.
Do you know what, lads? Lads, right? Everyone knows that I booked to go to Turkey months ago, and I dropped a clanger. I booked I couldn't go yesterday, but I flew back yesterday, right? And about an hour before kickoff, just to really rub salt in the wound, the plane flew right past Wembley Stadium.
I know we saw your picture.
I was fuming, absolutely fuming. I was.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
dear.
But Andrew, you sent me a message last night before we all fell asleep some were
Did I?
still out, but yeah, you sent me a message, just fed up, pissed off. And I came along and said,
Oh,
mate,
mate.
at the end of the day, what you just said a few minutes ago about what a good laugh we had together, what a good bunch of friends together, what a great
Yeah, yeah.
day out it is. We're really, really lucky to be able to manage to get tickets to this game and have an experience the day we did. Unfortunately, the football didn't work out. We'll talk about the football in a few minutes, but it's more than the football, and that's what I think people don't realize.
Yeah.
People who don't get the fortunate experience that we get to go to games so often don't understand.
No, exactly. And look, the reason I was there is because the man in the middle there couldn't go, which I'm eternally grateful for that. He allowed me to go and be part of it. It was,
Mate,
it was
the
a
most of it, 'cause nothing else will be coming your way after the way you've treated me tonight, Andrew.
Shut up.
Do you know what? I'm still laughing, and I'm still laughing at the way that when we were chatting before we went live, and I just can't get that out of my head about what you shouted down the microphone before we went, and I just can't get it out of my head. And I've laughed that much. I've been crying. It's been quite funny. But it was just one of those days. I mean, we bumped into people we knew, and all over the place, and there was just it was just a cracking day, with all the lads, and yeah, can't ask for more.
Yeah, we did. Trevor, it was really good. A lot of people asked after you. Bumped into Simon Lester, bumped into Liam, bumped into loads and loads of Harry Simew. It felt like a day where we just constantly just bumping and moving from one place to another, bumping into a lot of people, and it just shows the brilliant thing that is the Arsenal family. And I really want to say to people, I know everybody can't get to games, but if you get an opportunity, just embrace it, because the Arsenal family is just one wonderful thing, be it home, abroad, or away games.
Jermaine Aliadier has never had such a swan song, has he? Oh God, he was loving that.
He's a great lad, I met him a few months ago. What a great lad, Andrew.
He was brilliant. He was so good. We just literally kept singing while he's trying to do an interview live, and he had to stop because we just didn't stop barraging. It was brilliant.
Do you know what I like him, boys? Do you know what I like Aliadier? Because he's got no bloody S's in his name.
Well, Nicole Holiday was interviewing him. She does all the AFTV sort of stuff before the game, and it was right in front of us. We got in. Nicole, the dark-haired lady who does all the Arsenal media stuff. Really good pundit, good lady. She's does lots of stuff for us. But we're all asked to get in for 4:00 to the North London Forever song, because they were going to play it at 4:00. And then once that was done, we decided we'd just take the piss out of Alidair, and we'd take the piss out of Nicole and say, give us a song, Nicole gives a song. And she's in the middle of it. She got up. It's not. Yeah.
And Ronnie, thank you for this advice, mate, but I've got no teeth left to use toothpaste on. I'm on the Sterident at the moment, mate. I'm on the Sterident. I read the instructions tonight, but thank you, Ronnie. I'll get there, mate.
That's really unfortunate. They've given you something to start with an S.
I know.
This was that I'm going to do it early this time, just because of this, because it was at Wembley. You might recognise a few people in this video. What I thought was fantastic about that's 30 minutes before kickoff. Traditionally in UK stadiums, 30 minutes before kickoff, you don't see many people in there. They're still all warming up and everything else. Andre in the chat, he's at Stansted Airport. The guy's a legend. He flew over here, I think it was Monday, for the Leverkusen game. And he's going back today. The guy lives in Germany, and that shows the dedication of some fans as well, over and back in Germany all the time.
Do you know what?
Fly back, mate.
Do you know what, Andrew? Do you know what, Ferg? I honestly think, right, that Andre is probably the most committed Arsenal fan I know.
Oh, he's unreal, mate.
at the
Honestly,
present time.
he is. I can't say it, but he is our big German gooner, isn't he? I can't say what we usually call him, but
He's a lovely bloke and all, isn't he? You know what I mean? I like Andre. Safe journey home, mate, and see you very, very soon.
Yeah, enjoy the 2 or 3 weeks off. 2 weeks off. I don't know if he's making Southampton, but enjoy the time off because you'll need it to rest and everything else. Can you stop doing that? We'll have to put a warning on for people getting epileptic fits from flashing lights.
One of the things I can remember about yesterday, North London Forever came on. You see on the video, I'm stood there with my scarf up high like this. Yeah. I can just remember you smacking me on the back of the head, going, "Get it down!"
I couldn't see nothing
because I was stood on the seat, and then I got a rollicking from the steward for being stood on the seat. So
yeah.
Look,
right, let's. Yeah, it was a strong seat. They are quite strong seats. It took me as well. One of them. Let's look at the lineups, and we'll look at the Man City game first because the latest one. So the lineups for this one was Kepa in goal, and we'll go into that in a little bit more detail and people's opinions. Right, Saliba, Gabriel, Hincapié, Rice, Zubimendi, Havertz, Saka, Trossard, and Gyökeres. Trevor, you're probably on the train back up to collect the dog in St. Helens. When you heard and saw the lineup when you got there, what were your thoughts on the lineup? Eze wasn't available due to injury. Odegaard's not available. There's a few players not available due to injury.
I watched it all on the train on the TV, and I wondered what was up with Eze. I didn't even know he was injured, was he? I've got it down to try and find out. I thought, yeah, that'll do for me. I made it quite clear last week I wanted Kepa in goal. Raya in goal. I made it quite clear last week I wanted Raya in goal. And we'll talk about that shortly, no doubt. But I honestly thought, and I thought wrong, but I thought that the Gyökeres Havertz thing was going to be the thing that unlocked City, you know. I really did. Couldn't have been more wrong. I couldn't. But they got my hopes up, to be honest.
Andrew, when we heard that Eze wasn't available, we thought at first earlier in the day, we went, nah, that's the mind games, you know, that happens. Yeah. And then later when the line came up, we said, no, Eze, there was a little bit of disappointment in there. What did you make of the lineup then? And you know, did you expect Raya or Kepa to start?
I wanted Raya to be in goal, I'm being honest, but you know, if he's going to stick to his laurels and he's going to play Kepa in the cups, then you know Kepa was going to be the choice. Is it a bit harsh to change him just for the final when he's had played a part in getting us to the final? No, because I think when we're trying to win a pot, I think this I've said time and time again on here. I thought yesterday's trophy was a big one for us to get over the line, and I'd have gone Raya personally. I don't think we could have taken any chances to get that sealed.
My opinion on it, and if there's children listen, cover their ears, is if we're going to play in a final, you play your best fucking players. David Raya is better than Kepa. There's nothing wrong with Kepa. He's a wonderful keeper to have as a number 2 and a fantastic asset to have in our squad. But David Raya is better. Sod sentiment. Sod any of that. I bumped into Harry Simeyu, who was of the same opinion. I said, Harry, I'm with you. I said, Harry, we got to start with Raya.
Yeah, I mean, that was to me was a bit that we should have done all day long. I think other than that, that team was more than capable of going out and wiping the floor with City all day long.
You know, it's a strange. Oh, this is doing my head in. You know, Arteta didn't owe Kepa anything, right? Yeah, he's played him in every round so far, but at the end of the day, for me, Kepa is an employee of the football club, right? And he's paid a hell of a lot of money to be an employee of the football club. And when you're an employee, you take the rough with the smooth, the highs with the lows. That's why you're paid loads of money, right? So Arteta didn't owe Kepa anything, but he still played him, right? He still played him. For me, and I'm calling Arteta a little bit here. I make no mistakes for it, right? No apology for it. For me, Arteta owed the fans. We've not won anything for years, right? All these people that paid all that money to go and watch the Arsenal yesterday, they deserve to be given the best chance possible of watching their side win a trophy, a final at Wembley. And that meant David Raya starting the game. right? So I honestly think, and I don't call them out very often, but I honestly think that Arteta let the fans down with his selection of Kepa yesterday.
I said that to Ferg earlier on when he said to me about, and I still haven't done any notes, mate. Apologies, but he said to me, give me your notes. And I just basically just put my friend, the fans turned up, the players didn't. And that's generally how I felt about it. And I still doing that second half.
I think that's harsh. Because there were players that did turn up, and there were players that had really good performances. There were other players who didn't.
Okay.
And and we'll go into it. Let's look at some of the things that got in our way. I think a key moment in the game for me was, and listen, I'm not looking for excuses and not trying to say blame the referee, because I did feel that the referee in the game seemed to let things go for them and penalised us. And one in particular was in Nketiah. He got a yellow card early on in the first half. For a foul that was quite innocuous, and it shouldn't have really been. It should have just been a talking to, and shouldn't have really been a yellow card. But that limited him in his ability of what he could do along that side, and gave Semenyo just free run. Trevor, what were your thoughts on like that sort of stuff?
Right, look, Nketiah got booked early, and I thought he struggled for the rest of the game with it. He was being very careful. But then he had to be. We can't ask anything else. Something's just got me in the comments, right? And I was thinking about it, Fergus. This is really important, right? Ange, has put, she's glad Dalman didn't play, would have hated to see him injured. Yeah, that's fair enough comment, right? But Ronnie has put, why didn't he give Dalman 30 minutes? Now, for me, looking in from the outside, I don't know how it looked to you boys there. We really lacked creativity. City worked us out. Mm-hmm. Right, which we'll come on to, because City worked us out. We were out-pepped, right? If we're honest, and we've got to be honest with ourselves, because if we're not honest with ourselves, we don't move forward, right? So I was honestly looking at the telly thinking, sorry, Ange, but I'm going to agree with Ronnie. I was looking at the telly thinking, who we got on the bench has got a bit of flair, We're getting absolutely nowhere here. Let's have Dalman on. And see what he does. He's full of confidence after his goal against Everton. And it never materialised. So that was the biggest disappointment for me.
Yeah, I get that. But that's later into the second half. If we're looking at the first half, I thought the first half, I went in at half time, and I felt at half time that we still had a grasp of the game. We're in control of the game. I think I said it to you, Andrew. You were beside me, with a better squad, with a better team. There's not a lot in it, but I think we got this game. We come out the second half and we go for it. We had Havertz with a chance that he should have taken. We had Trafford, a number 2 keeper for Man City, who made 3 or 4 absolutely fantastic saves, some on the bounce. And the tactics that we were using, for me, you said out-pepped, and I think this is very much the case. Pep let us do what we wanted in the first half. We had this thing of inviting the press onto us, and Dan was talking to me the whole time. Inviting the press is not working; they're not taking it. We're holding the ball, waiting for them to come and press us, so we can create some space in the midfield and go over, pass out. And it just, in the second half, they came out and they changed it. Rather than having like the 2 up top, Semenyo and Haaland, they changed it to virtually a 4 up top and then 2. So there was no outlet for Kepa to go to, and the centre halves to pass the ball out. So we had to go over the top. We went long, and then we might have got the first ball on some occasions, but we never got the second ball. So we were just generally sloppy.
Do you know what? In that first half, though, I agree with you. In the first half, when we went back up to the concourse, and I agree, we said, I can't see City beating us because I think we're going to come out completely different. Unfortunately, we did, but the wrong way. But that first half, I thought this is my one criticism of Kepa is that he slows the play down too much. We're trying to play that same play the way we play with Raya, but with Kepa. There was numerous times where basically Kepa had the ball and we're going to Saliba, and then we're going to Gabriel, and all City would do was just coming closer and closer and closer and forcing us to kick it long. And it wasn't quick enough. There was none. Sometimes you'll see Deck or you'll see Zubimendi run into the middle and pick the ball up from the middle, and then we go out wide and we go. But it's just. We just didn't. We didn't have any. We needed pace. We needed, to me, Martinelli, Dowman, something like that, just to grab hold of the ball and get us up the field.
Trev, what's your opinion? And I also want to then touch on Lyle's comment. Go on. Yeah. What's your opinion?
I just want to come back to Kev Dempsey because I value Kev's opinion. He's a very sensible man, and thanks for watching again, mate. I enjoy your input, but I disagree with you about Dowman. If he was good enough last week, he's good enough this week, mate. He really is. Look, right, when it came to what happened with City from where I was watching it, right, they didn't play a low block. They played a slow block, right, which meant they weren't rushing up the field and they weren't dropping back shot. They were just covering the angles really well, you know. There was once in the second half, right, where Kepa had the ball at his feet for, I bet it was 45 seconds, just stood there on the edge of the box with the ball at his feet. And City was saying, you can get lost. We ain't coming to you. You can get lost. We've got all angles covered. You find a way, right? And we couldn't. We were really, really outsmarted. And with no Eze, no Odegaard, and no other player that plays that 10 position with a bit of inventiveness, we were out of it. We were done. I mean, right, 20 odd minutes to go, that cheeky City player on the wing starts doing keepy uppies. That's how comfortable they were.
And Ben White flattened him.
Ben White went in about a minute later and absolutely flattened him, obviously, for doing that. But, you know, I do have one big regret about White clattering that City player. A massive regret, boys. He didn't do it hard enough. He should have absolutely battered him. Should have absolutely gone into him 2 foot, round the throat, whatever, because that was just taking the pee too much. That really, of all the things in the game, yeah, Kepa's mistake, that hurt. But watching us with 20 odd minutes to go in the game, watching a player doing keepy uppies in a final against my team that I love, the Arsenal, that hurt. That really, really hurts. That's the one that sticks in my head.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I you know what is it? But do you not think it's a bit of lack of class to take the piss like that, Trev?
They're trying to get in their heads, aren't they? For the running, that's what they're trying to do. They know.
But that will have the opposite effect.
Oh, no, I hope it does. I hope it does.
It was definitely painting the bigger picture with the way they went second half. Pep was smiling. Pep was
Andrew. He's trying to avoid to say the word piss because it's got too many S's in it.
No, it was horrible. It was horrible to watch a player do that against us. I'm going to reiterate it. One of the worst things I've ever seen. I've seen Arsenal in some bad finals. The League Cup in particular, right? We do not do good in League Cup finals. But that yesterday, that was the thing that it hurt more than anything. Watching a player doing keepy uppies with 20 odd minutes to go. I just thought, wow, we are really poor here if he's that confident, you know, not even looking to go forward, not even worried about moving the ball up the pitch, just thinking, I'm here, come and get me, you know.
But we just didn't have. Just that second half was just so hard to watch. I mean, I love it. When second half and they're kicking towards us is great, and I love it. But that was so difficult because every time they just got the ball and they ran at us so quick, and it just it was horrible.
I think we all expected as well, especially because we're playing the opposite way for the first half. We expected more coming our end and everything else, and we didn't see the ball for 90 minutes in reality, did we? No. Lyle's got a really valid point. We lacked pace in the first half. We should have started Martinelli or Nani. Now, whether it's Martinelli or Nani, both of them lack their finishing qualities, so they have got some failings in them. Starboy is the guy that is the better all-round product. But unfortunately, Saka, we know last season he had a bad injury, and I think he's trying to get over it. He's exhausted. I think there's lots of factors. But in this particular game, let's not look into the bigger picture of it. In this particular game, I think Saka was very, very poor, and he should have been hooked way, way earlier.
We were shouting for Saka to go off earlier, weren't we?
Trevor, would you have brought Nani or started Nani or not Nani? Because Martinelli, I do rotate with Trossard, but.
I don't think it would have made any difference. I'm going to support Arteta there. I've called him out tonight. But I think whoever he started out, the four wingers, the two he started, they wouldn't have had much joy yesterday. And when Noni and Martinelli come on, yeah, we looked a bit quicker. And in the last 5 minutes of the game, we had the ball a bit more, but it was done then. It was done then. That don't count. So no, I'm gonna stick with Arteta. I don't think it matters. Although we have to admit that Saka is really struggling. Really, really struggling. You know, he came good for a few games, and now he seems to have dropped off again. So, yeah, I don't know. He's going to get a bit of a rest now. So, fingers crossed. You know, we're going to be all right. But do you know what? I saw a comment on social media today. Right, I saw one. Right, and it said that we played the same as we have been all doing all season. We've just managed to scrape wins most of the season and get through games, but we've not been flying in any games. Apart, and this is what made me think about it, apart from in Europe, where we play differently. And it's got me thinking, and I don't know what way to go with it, if I'm honest. It'd be interesting to get people's comments on it, Ferg.
I've got an opinion. I know exactly where you're going.
You know, so let's see.
So I feel, Trev, on that, I think it's the style of the Premier League. If you look at all other teams, everybody was last season, everyone's screaming out for a proper number 9, that the style of football had changed, that people were looking for out-and-out strikers, wasn't these false nines and all this sort of stuff. And all the striker, okay, Isaac got injured, but even still, he wasn't being very effective. Waldemaden or whatever his name at Newcastle, ill-effective. Gyökeres, ill-effective in the main. Yeah, he's doing okay, but he's not lighting the place up on fire as everyone was expecting. Go through all the teams who brought in centre forwards. And the reason why, in my opinion, is the style of football that people have taken. Because football progresses and transforms, this Pep thing that started off playing out from the back and the play builds up. I just think people have gone low block, let's play in the midfield. We just play in the midfield. And that's how the Premier League goes. We'll talk on the Leverkusen game on St. Patrick's night. I remember bits of it. The St. Patrick's night. But we were such a different team and free flowing and everything else. And in Europe, mostly we've been free flowing and looking like the flair of Arsenal. I've been bored of Arsenal at times over the last 18 months, Trev, in the Premier League.
Oh wow, that's a massive statement, Ferg. Bored. I wouldn't say I've been bored, but I have been concerned at times. And like, I put my little video out last night, as I do, saying that, you know, we'll go up to City and we won't play that bad again. Right, in a few weeks' time, I actually said it, and I'm recorded as saying it. Enjoy your evening, City, because they were the better side. We have to hold our hands up and say that, but don't get complacent, because we won't play that poorly again when we come up to see you in a few weeks' time. And I don't think we will play that poorly up at City again. But looking at what we've done recently and in the last season or so, whether we'll be good enough to go up to City and get a win. Asked me a few weeks ago, I was certain. Now I'm thinking, I know we can do it, but will we do it? Because we haven't been doing it, you know. I'm so concerned. I really am. Because we're top of the league. I don't take all this balls about the league being poor. You know, it's one of them leagues.
I'm not saying it's poor. No, I'm saying it's different.
I wasn't referring that to, sorry, I had to swallow. I nearly spat my plate out again. I wasn't referring to you there, Ferg. I was talking, generalising.
Just adjusting my hearing aid. I'm getting a lot of whistling.
Yeah. That's my fish whistling its way towards the side of your head. No, you know, I think what we need to do as fans, me, and I don't tell other fans what to do. That's not our job to do that. I think that what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it out of my head. I'm going to have a week and a bit off of watching the Arsenal, and I'm going to go to Southampton. I'm going to scream and shout my head off for our boys, just like I always do, because they'll need it after that result, right? They'll need it. And I'm going to go up there and be as loud as I possibly can, because at the end of the day, right, regardless of everything we've spoken about tonight, right, it's our football club. It's our football club that we support. And it's my job to support my football club, and I'm going to go and do it. And it'll be gone. We'll get this podcast out of the way tonight, right? And then it'll be gone, that result yesterday. I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to Southampton away in the FA Cup. Another chance of a trip to Wembley. God help us. And then, of course, straight after that, we're off to Lisbon for about the 4th time in 5 seasons, I think, in Lisbon. And I'll be there cheering the boys on.
Add in the Porto trips as well. You've been in Portugal more times than you've been in bloody North London.
I'll tell you what. Do you know what, everyone out there, right? Fergus isn't coming to Lisbon, right? And I love Fergus coming with us. Don't get me wrong, right? I wish he was coming. But Lisbon is full of hills, right? Up and down, up and down, up and down. And all Fergus does is moan about the hills. I'm not walking up that hill. I'm getting a taxi to that next bar. Fergus, the next bar 30 yards away. Yeah, but it's uphill. I'm getting a taxi. My Lord, man, you did moan when we were there, pal.
Our that was Porto. I was never in Lisbon. Our listeners are advising you to get better denture glue. So yeah, maybe just get it and just put it across your lips. Sometimes it might really help.
and did mention that actually on social media, and I've got it in mind. I promise you, but I haven't had a chance to get it. I've only got back today, so yeah, I've got my Steradent and my glass ready for tonight for me 3 minutes in a glass hand, but I haven't got me glue yet.
So O'Reilly gets like he's a left back. He gets a double goal on 60 or 64 minutes. You know, let's Kepa. Andrew, he should have done better. And I don't want to. We'll probably move on to the other game shortly, but he should have done better, shouldn't he?
There's no doubt. I mean, I'm not being funny. The under 12s keeper could have done better. He's got to hold on to it. You can't drop the ball there in the 6-yard box and think that's just. I mean, you see him do that every single game. When they warm up, they cross the ball in, they catch it, they throw it out. I just don't get it. I had to watch it back again to actually realise that I'd seen what I'd seen. I just think it's really poor, and I think okay, he's the most expensive keeper in the Premier League history, but if you can't catch a ball, you're worth nothing. And I was gutted. I mean, how deflated I was when I was walking down Wembley Way last night. Yeah. I just think to lose it on that mistake, I think that probably hurt even more, because let's be honest, if he catches that, we don't go on the back foot. We don't end up sort of chasing the game. It becomes a game of chess again, and we don't know what cards would have played out. And okay, we'd have soaked pressure up for first 15, 20 minutes, second half, but it turned the game on its head.
Trevor, catching the ball and shot stopping is not something I would say Kepa's not good at. He's less good at the kicking the ball distribution wise, or playing the ball out from the back like Raya, because Raya can play almost as the third centre half. So in that sense, it's a real disappointment to see him make that mistake in an area that is actually one of his good qualities.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I mean, I was so disappointed.
Good point.
Do you know what? I was sort of disappointed for him because he's got his one chance, right? I was disappointed for him because he's made a hash of it. He's not done that on purpose. He's not gone out there to give a goal away.
No, he hasn't.
So we have to make sure people understand the context in which we're talking about Kepa. Yeah, of course he should have saved it, Andrew. It was an awful mistake. It actually went through the fingers of his gloves, right? He got like half a hand up there each side, and it went through. But if anyone out there knows, the gloves they wear nowadays, they're like wearing palms of super glue. The ball just sticks to them, and there's no way that should have gone through his hands. And it doesn't matter what we say. The fact of the matter is, I sit here and I think that Raya catches that ball.
I agree.
I wanted Raya to play, and I'm not blaming Kepa. I'm not blaming Raya. I'm questioning Arteta, to be honest, how he treated the final. Yeah, he must have felt. I've said it already, but I've got to reiterate. Arteta must have felt some loyalty to Kepa. He's played in every round of the competition, but he's an employee, he's Kepa, and he's paid a handsomely large amount of money every week, right? Right. So if he gets dropped, he gets dropped. That's part and parcel of playing the game. And it should have been Raya playing in goal for us yesterday. And I think that with Raya's quicker distribution and with Raya's, it just seems to move quicker with the ball, at the ball. And he seems to see things. I'm struggling there. He seems to see things quickly, Raya. He sees a player in the yard and he's got the ball to him,
Yeah.
Whereas we watched Kepa had the ball at his feet for honestly, it was 45 seconds once in that second half, and I'm screaming.
I don't think that's Kepa, though. I think that's a tactic that was put in place by the manager. I think it was like, let's try and slow, because we listen, you go through all the pundits all the time. We take 45 seconds and 42 seconds to take a throw in. We take longer to take corners and so on. I do think, listen, and we're not digging at Kepa. Like we said we were going to be critical. We said we were going to be fair, and we said we would try to remain positive, and we are trying to remain positive because and not try and neg anybody out, because we've already said that Saka shouldn't have actually had as much time, or maybe not even started, maybe come off the bench. So it's not all on Kepa, what we're talking about.
No, it's not. And I've just come across something now about Jeremy. Who was marking Doku? Was it Nkapie?
It would have been Nkapie. I thought it was Semenyo. It would have been Ben White, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Doku apparently won more duels in a cup final than anybody else since Eden Hazard earlier in the year. I think that for me, just another bit is, just we didn't win. We didn't get into the battles. We didn't win the battles enough. And again, that just sums up the whole game for me, is that we just weren't aggressive enough and didn't do what we needed to do.
Yeah, it was Saka and Ben White on that side. Listen, Pep Guardiola, the first manager to win 5 EFL Cup trophies. Arsenal and Arteta remain trophyless since 2020. 7 League Cup final losses against Leeds, Swindon, Luton, Chelsea, Birmingham, City.
What do we need to hear them for?
Yeah,
Jesus
I know. I'm just saying.
Why do we need to hear that? And Pep, I've been nice to Pep all night. He can do one now. Not being nice to him all night.
No. I don't like him either. Actually, I think he's actually a little bit overrated in some ways. I think he's been very fortunate in he's gone to clubs with endless pockets of money, be it Bayern Munich and Man City and Barcelona. So he always gets everything. But listen, the fact is, this trophy seems to be one that we're shy of. We've won 14 FA Cup trophies. We've won 13 league titles, but we really struggle with the League Cup. But the treble is still in sight. That's the name of the title tonight. It's still in sight, Trevor. You don't?
No, the treble is not in sight.
Well,
we're still in 3 competitions. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
So we can win all, and we're capable. We are capable, Trevor. We are capable of winning all 3.
Not on yesterday's showing. We're not. We're going to win naff all on yesterday's showing. Watch a load of bull crap. Watch a load of rubbish. I'm not saying nothing with an S in here because I'm not having you laughing, right? We are not capable of winning the treble on yesterday's performance. Let's hold our hands up and be honest. Win the treble, we wouldn't win the bloody, what's it called? The Intertoto Cup with that performance yesterday. We're in 3 competitions and we want us to win 3 competitions and we're desperate to win a trophy. Winning the treble? Well, I'm not even looking at it, man. Next game, please.
Yeah, my thoughts were it's a positive that we can win 3 trophies. Listen, for myself, Trevor, at the start of the season before a ball was kicked, forget about how the season has gone on, I said, I think we'll win the Premier League and the Champions League. For me, you asked me which was the most important for me, because personally I've not seen us win the league in the stadium. I'd love to see us win the Premier League, but equally I want the Champions League because I want a star on their chest. So and if that means we forego the FA Cup, I don't care about a treble.
I'm gonna have to go and do my hair in a minute. I'm done.
Yeah, you're meant to get that done in Turkey.
That's next on the list. That's for another show.
Oh no,
Boys,
Trent
listen.
did that to us as well.
We always have a good debate, okay? And what we do is what we did yesterday is we talk to each other, and we're a good bunch of friends, and we're really, really fortunate in that way. It's okay to talk is Andy's Man Club's slogan. Andy's Man Club is a men's suicide prevention charity. And if you're going through a storm or you've just been through one, go to andysmanclub.co.uk, look up a meeting where local to you. There's loads around. Even I looked up recently on my postcode, and there's about 4 or 5 within about half hour's drive from me. Go have a tea, go have a biscuit, coffee, whatever. Have a chat. Don't have a chat. Just do something. Just don't do something permanent. It could be temporary. Anyway, let's talk about the next game. The next game that we're going to talk about is Arsenal 2, Leverkusen 0, 3-1 on aggregate. It was St. Patrick's Day, so it was a challenge for me. We went to the Woodbine, or some of us went to the Woodbine beforehand, and it was absolutely fantastic. It was a really good, they had Irish stew on the bar, that soda bread, the Guinness was flowing, deedly-didely music. I was in my element, and the pints.
You never told me there was free food there.
Yeah, there was. I didn't have any of it. It was like in that corner circle sort of thing, but it was absolutely a fantastic day that they'd done there. Celebrations were good. Let's look at the lineup for this game. So it's European football. We had Raya in goal, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Hincapia, Rice, Subamendi. Eze was available, picked up a knock in this one. Saka, Trossard, and Gyökeres. We won't spend as long on this game, but we're far more controlled than we were in the away game. We dominated the game, Trev. Didn't you feel?
Well, we scored our shots, didn't we? We were playing a Leverkusen side that that played the European way against us and gave us a bit of space, and we showed what we can do. 2 fine goals, and we showed what we can do when we get that bit of space, and that is why most of my hopes lie in European competition now, which isn't bad.
Kev has a message for you, Trev.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, pity comments aren't spoken. Seashells on the seashore. Go on, Trev.
He can shove his comments up his shiny backside.
Oh dear. What did you make of the lineup? What did you make of the performance, Andrew?
That performance was phenomenal, wasn't it? I mean, we're talking chalk and cheese, so which I think is more why I was disappointed, because after Tuesday I thought, God, we're gonna do this. This is going to be there's nothing stopping us. But I think it was taken to the fact it was a different team. It was European football, but we took our chances, and I think that's the biggest thing. I mean, let's be honest, they don't concede many goals, Leverkusen, and they showed the reason why.
And I was worried before the game because in Europe they travel well. They're a hard team to beat at home. They're a hard team to beat away from home. But when you've got Eberissi, Eze, they're still my own teeth. Yeah. When you get Eze taking the ball down like he did,
that was unreal.
Spinning and volleying it in the back of the net. The place went mad. The place.
You could feel it. You could feel the tension. You could feel the electric starting to build, because we knew you could feel it coming, because we were just dominating the game. And even when they broke forward, it didn't concern that they were going to score, because they seemed to have got the ball into the box and we dealt with it very easily and weren't concerned. So, but it was coming, and what a way for it to arrive, because that is, you're not going to hit a ball any better than that. I mean, phenomenal hit.
Trevor, what did you make? Kev? It's a great point there from Demsek. Leverkusen obsession, and Raya made some fine saves. Absolutely, great point.
Yeah, Trevor, Eze's goal, and then Declan Rice in the second half.
Yeah, 2 fine. I mean, Eze was just special when he one of them moments, right? It was just breathtaking. The way he turned and confidently put it away, wonderful. And then of course Declan did what Declan does. I just wish he did it a little bit more often, because he spoilt us with them 2 free kicks against Madrid, and he's not scored one since, I don't think. So
It was heck of a finish, wasn't it, Ferg? You know, it's like straight in the top corner, wasn't it? Rice's goal.
It was in the bottom corner, curled in around just inside the post.
Oh, you've watched it back, have you?
I have.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. We came out of the stadium, and you
Andrew's trying to out me here, so I stand with Dan. I stand with Dan, and the first goal, Eze goes in, and it goes absolutely chaos. Half time, go out, have a piss, had a beer, came back and stood there, and we watched the second half. Went absolutely mad when Declan scored a goal about 70, 71 minutes, so nearly 10 minutes after the goals come in. I've almost totally forgotten. I looked up and went 2-0 to Dan. He went, yeah, Rice. I went, Rice. Oh, yeah. And I was like, oh, I don't remember that.
You didn't remember it on the way out of the stadium. You had to go to explain it to you.
Yeah. No, I told you the Guinness was good in the Woodbine.
Yeah.
Listen,
we got back here and it was like, my missus said, "Did you have a good night?" And I said, yeah. Theo's first words were, "Yeah, you should have seen Fergie. He was absolutely pissed."
That's a 14-year-old judging me.
The Woodbine is a dangerous place, you know. I mean, after the Spurs game at their place, I came back to the Blackstock with the lads. There were too many people in there. So I went up to the Woodbine on my own. And I just sat in the corner on my phone, laughing at Spurs fans, as you do. And there was an Irish band playing, lovely. And Michael just decided that he was going to buy me a Guinness. And I drank it and said, "Let me get you one." He went, "No, I'll get you another one." And then the Guinness is so drinkable in the Woodbine. There is no better pint of Guinness that I know of. It's just so drinkable. And I ended up, I can't remember.
No, Trevor, the Guinness is shit in the Woodbine. It's absolutely awful. The atmosphere is awful. The welcome is, the guy's rude.
You were pissed, weren't you?
Gotcha.
Right, we progress 3-1 on aggregate, and Arsenal will play Sporting Lisbon in Portugal in the quarterfinals.
In the green. Mind you, their away end has got better. Last time we went there, they've moved the away end. It was much better. So I'm all right about going to Lisbon now. I shall have some of that, them custard tarts for me breakfast and a bit of that sandwich in soup with an egg in for me lunch.
No, that's Porto. The Franquisha is Porto.
Yeah, but you can still get it in Lisbon if you know where to go.
Are you going to the marketplace and having €2 pints?
Well, I have booked a hotel very close to my my go-to watering hole in Lisbon, which happens to be a massive food hall where you get a pint for €2, which is you go into town, you're paying €6, €7, €8. So you know.
And have you booked a table at your restaurant for after the game with you and Simon to have pork on a skewer?
Yeah, no, unfortunately I haven't. But last time we went, we didn't head to there for some reason. But I will be going this time after the game. I will be going to my favourite restaurant.
Who's that with?
All that Brazilian meat stuff, on the skewers and that. Beautiful. Well, I think it would be beautiful. I would absolutely trolley, wouldn't I? But yeah.
Who's that with?
My mate it was. Unlike you, a mate, proper mate.
No, not Simon Lester. Not Simon Lester. Simon Hunt.
Is it that it's the last 16, isn't it, of the Champions League?
It's the
quarterfinals.
Quarterfinals,
isn't it?
It's the last 8. And what is it against Southampton in the FA Cup? Is that the last
sixth round before? So one before the quarters, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the 5th round, isn't it?
I can't remember. I
thought it was the 5th round, then the quarterfinals. Now you're making me doubt myself, but I've damaged my brain over these years. So next up is the international break, and then followed up on the 4th of April. Yeah, it is. Thank God. 4th of April, we have Southampton away, 8 o'clock on a Easter Saturday night. No trains. So it's driving down, etc., etc.
Long drive.
It is, mind you. You guys have got the international break to watch Point or 6th round. Thank you, Simon.
Yeah, but how many teams are in the 6th round? Is it the quarterfinals?
Yeah, it's the round. It's like the round of. It'll be 16 because it's quarterfinals after that, isn't it?
I don't know.
8.
That's why I'm asking.
Oh, I don't know. Ask these questions of somebody who's got a brain cell of 3.
8.
8. Yeah.
Last 8. Both quarterfinals. There. So we're in the last 8 of the European Champions League, or the Super League in disguise. We're in the last 8 of the FA Cup. We are 9 points clear in the league, and all we've talked about is a bad game yesterday, which is right because it was a bad game yesterday. But we've still got a lot to go for. Simon, I am working with 2 amateurs here, mate. I'm trying my best to carry them through this show. It's so hard, especially when you can't say your S's properly. It's a nightmare.
I'm still recovering. From yesterday. I've got an excuse.
But more importantly, I'm recovering from every day. More importantly, as Heath said, Ireland are in the playoffs on Thursday night. We play Czech Republic in Prague, and should we win that, then we take on the Danes on Tuesday the following week to try and get to the World Cup. And that's huge for Ireland. We're a small football
Ireland
nation.
versus Denmark.
Ireland versus Denmark in Dublin. Alex
Come
is
on,
going.
the Danish Vikings. I've heard that Denmark have recruited Thierry Henry to their side. He's now an honorary.
Come on, he's gonna
handball it again.
Yeah. Oh, you are absolutely awful.
Ronnie, only 2.5 days between the Saints and going to sporting games. One day for me, Ronnie. I'll get back the early hours of Sunday morning from Southampton, and then Monday afternoon, I'm off again. I'm off to Lisbon for the so I get one day at home.
Correct me. It doesn't have to be at least 2 clear days between a European fixture and a league fixture. Is the FA Cup? Can it be that tight in the league?
Well, there is 2 clear days. We play on the Saturday night and we play them on the Tuesday, which is what has annoyed me about moving the game to the Saturday night. It should have been made the early game on Saturday, so that the Arsenal get more time. It's almost like the TV companies, not only that they don't care about the fans, they don't care about the teams that might win us more trophies with their scheduling.
Yeah.
Oh, no, they don't.
And yet they want us to get further in the competition so they get more money into their TV channels, but they moved the FA Cup game to 8 p.m. on a Saturday night when we're playing on Tuesday in Lisbon. They should have made it 12:30.
Well, if you look who's the 12:45 kickoff, you couldn't get anything more stupid if you tried. It's Man City versus Liverpool.
There you go.
It's got 8 o'clock kickoff written all over it, hasn't it?
There you go. There you go.
So,
and this is, and by the way, while we're talking about TVs, right, boys? While we're talking about TV scheduling, I was fuming on the train yesterday. I was that fuming, I swore in first class. I got a lot of posh people looking at me, right? It's on ITV, right, the football, and I'm thinking, lovely, ITV. None of them idiots. We're going to get some nice ITV commentators. So I puts my headphones in. Who's the first person that pipes up on ITV? Gary bloody Neville. Gary bloody Neville. ITV, you shot yourself in the foot so badly. Honestly. Muted it straight away. Done with it. Weren't having nothing to do with it. Muted it. Gary Neville. You had such a chance, ITV, to give us a great watchable experience of the football.
Yeah, because Ian Wright was on Sky Sports, wasn't
he? And you stick Gary Neville in the commentary box. So I don't know if Gary Neville was commentating on Sky as well. I don't know.
No, Wrighty was on Sky Sports because he was in front of us, wasn't he?
You see, I had it on ITV on my phone, and there he is. Gary bloody Neville. Couldn't believe it. ITV, such a mistake to make. You had such a chance to impress. Unbelievable. That was nearly as bad a performance as our performance on the pitch yesterday. I'm absolutely fuming with you. Luckily enough, the steward in first class bought me a sandwich and a cup of tea, and I was happy again because I was filling my face. But, I had to take my teeth out first. I'm eating like this so people can't see me gaps, you know what I mean? But, I can hardly talk with my teeth. And if I try and eat with them, they're flying out all over the place. It's like, just dodge the spit, you know what I mean? It's not
such a beautiful image you're painting there, Trev, honestly.
Not much has changed, people. Not much has changed. Last thing to talk about is the Community Shield next year on the 16th of August. Will be in Cardiff. It'll be in what was formerly known as the Millennium Stadium, the Principality Stadium. If we win the league or the FA Cup, we'll be in there.
Why is it there?
Because there's a weekend are playing in Wembley Stadium. You would have thought Wembley would have known they have a big game there and they put a concert in instead.
Isn't Wembley a
Jesus.
football stadium owned by the FA?
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
right,
Well,
okay.
that's that just shows you what a shambles the FA is, though. Really, don't it?
Honestly, you know what? That point you made there really just makes me think that the FA don't give a monkeys about football. They
don't
give
care.
FA care about football
Whee!
because
Well done.
the TV companies are the ones that seem to run and rule football.
You see, boys, right? If I'm the gaffer, I don't, whoever it is that oversees football scheduling, right? Whether it's the TV channels, whether it's the FA, whether it's a Premier League, I don't care who it is, right? But someone somewhere has said we'll stick Arsenal at 8 p.m. on a Saturday and Liverpool and Man City as the early game on a Saturday, knowing that the Arsenal have got to go to Lisbon and try and progress in the Champions League, right? Now, if that had been me sitting in my chair, I'd have said to my gaffer, my director, or whoever I answered to, not a chance for Arsenal playing at 8 o'clock on a Saturday night. Not a chance. We'll move it to Friday night. We'll move it to Friday night and give them an extra couple of days. Or the worst case scenario, we'll make it 12:30 on the Saturday. That way they can get the game done, get over to Lisbon, have a couple of days chilling in the sun, you know what I mean? But no, whoever makes them kickoffs, this is we see it every week, right? But this is the biggest example of the season, right? That early kickoff, teams that are about 20 odd miles apart, right? The early kickoff, when there's trains running all night between Liverpool and Manchester, and the late kickoff is a team that's got to go all the way down to the south coast from London, no trains back. The players are going to play late into the night. I mean, if it goes to extra time and penalties, right, that game don't end till turn 11 o'clock at night, right? Yeah, and then they've got to be in Lisbon 11 o'clock at night on Sunday night, and then Saturday night, Saturday night, and then on Tuesday night they've got to play in Lisbon in a game that all of our TV companies will want us to win because they want the English teams in to make the money, you know, but they're not helping. I think it's the worst one of the season.
If that's on the continent, if that's Real Madrid, Barcelona, any of the teams in Germany, they will move that fixture so they've got any opportunity to do that to play in Europe. I don't see, just the FA's got it all wrong. They don't give a tosh about anything. It's just complete pish what they do. It's ridiculous. But
boys, it's been great. It's been cathartic. It's been good to.
I ain't finished yet.
Of course you haven't. Well, I might just put you on solo screen, and I may.
No, I'm not going to talk anymore. I'm not talking. So.
Well, I need to make sure that Lyle knows I'm going to get his app back to him because apparently that's where it came from. I have no idea how it ended up on my head, but I had it all day yesterday. So Lyle, I'll get this back to you in a couple of weeks, mate, when we're back here, when we're back down at the Emirates. But just a quick one as well. Dale's in the chat, spotted him. So just Dale, hope you're all well, mate. Everything's all right. And
up the arse,
mate.
Up the arse. You know.
That's terrible, Fergus. You're out of order.
Always one, isn't there?
Dal, wish you a speedy recovery, my son. Speedy recovery, and we mustn't forget what we said earlier. Well, I said it actually, right? For me, I'm not telling anybody. I don't tell people what to do. Far be it from me to tell people how to support our great football club. Everybody is entitled to take the approach they want. But yeah, if we're going to lift our team, if we're going to lift our club, if we're going to make them get past these difficult TV scheduling games that I just ranted about. The only way we do it is by shouting and screaming our support, right? Absolutely shouting and screaming our report and our support. And that's what I'll be doing at Southampton. That's what I'll be doing in Lisbon. That's what I'll be doing against Bournemouth the week after. Because at the end of the day, we've had to say what we've said tonight because it was an awful performance yesterday. But we must not forget that we support a great football club and we're fans of that football club and our job as supporters is to support, and that's exactly what I'll be doing, boys.
Yeah. On Dale though, I really feel sorry for Dale. He's been a season ticket for a number of years. And like me, he's not seen us pick up a trophy at the Emirates. Well, nobody's seen us pick up the league at the Emirates, but he's not seen us in person pick up a league title. And God forbid, if we are fortunate enough to win the league this season, and it could be a game at the Emirates. Sadly, because of what he's been going through this season, he won't be able to be there, or it's unlikely he'll be there. So I do feel sorry for you, mate. My heart really does go out for you. But on a cheery note, we're all Forest fans. We're all Forest fans of the weekend. It was hilarious on the concourse every time they scored.
Hey, boys.
Have you got the video?
Listen, right? For the first, I've flown hundreds and hundreds of times, right? And for the first time ever, live football on the plane yesterday. I flew back watching Forest beat Tottenham. It was hilarious. Loved it.
On the screen?
Yeah, it was live, mate.
Yeah.
Turkish Airlines, thank you very much. It's back of the seat screen. I put the menu on and it says live sport. And I thought, what? And it said live Premier League. And I thought, all right, here we go then. Maybe. And I watched Newcastle lose to Sunderland. And then I watched Tottenham lose to Nottingham Forest live while 36,000 feet in the air. Wonderful service. Thank you very much, Turkish Airlines. I will be back.
Right. We will have one more video, but listen, it's so good. We're going to play it again. North London Forever. We are back. Have you got that video or not?
I've sent it to you already. I'm going to send it to you again.
Send it again because,
What video is that?
It's off the concourse. I can't remember.
Those people listening on audio only at this stage of our podcast, it's gone quiet because Andrew and Fergus are trying to do something that they should have done before the show started.
Oh, is that the
I did actually send it to him last night. You know, so after when I was down in my big kebab, which I've just
I've got it.
Apparently, I walked into the kebab shop last night and just went, "Give me your biggest kebab." I can't remember that. Yeah, apparently so.
All right, okay. Well, I think we all went for kebabs. 1 second, I'll have this video for you in 2 shakes of air.
What's this all about?
This will give you an idea, isn't it? When
so on the concourse at Wembley, when Forest scored the third goal. Here we go.
Hey! When Tottenham's going down! When Tottenham's going down! When Tottenham's going down! We're all having a party! We're all having a party! We're all having a party! When Tottenham's going down! When Tottenham's going down! When Tottenham's going down! We'll all be having a party! We'll all be having a party! We'll all be having a party!
Jesus Christ! Where's my sick bucket?
I'm not a little bit drunk there, am I?
Oh, mate, honestly, it was. I think we were all the same there, weren't we? Jesus.
Yeah, we were.
Hey, look at Heath, right? That's brilliant, by the way, that video. Heath, these adverts for meeting women from the Eastern Bloc, where are they coming from? Heath, I think you need to check your algorithm, son. Yellow card for Heath, yellow card.
we don't choose the adverts, YouTube do on your preferences. Right, on that note, Heath, you finished it off better than his whistling teeth. You have been watching Guns and Yellow Ribbons, an Arsenal podcast by Arsenal fans for Arsenal fans. I hope it's helped you to get over the disappointment of yesterday. We go on. We're on 3 fronts. We try and win as many as we can. Up the Arsenal. Fuck Spurs. I forgot that last week. I apologise. Good night.
Thanks for listening to Guns and Yellow Ribbons, an Arsenal podcast by Arsenal fans for Arsenal fans. Follow us on Facebook at Guns and Yellow Ribbons or Twitter at Guns and Ribbons. And remember to rate and review us too. Up the Arsenal.